Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to In the Press Box with Calhoun head football coach, Coach Clay Stevenson. And, Coach, it was a whale of a football game. Unfortunately, we came out on the short end of a 52-42 score. But, wow, it was entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining for the fans, not so much for us coaches. It was a hard-fought football game. I knew it would be. That's two four-quarter, high-caliber football games we played the last 2 weeks, and we've come up on the short end of the stick both times. So I think it lets the kids know kind of where we are as a team and where we need to get to. The way I explained it to them this week's meeting was those are two quarter semifinal state championship type games that we've played, and we've lost both of them. So to get to that level when we have to play those games, we've got work that we need to get done, and kids are very receptive so far this week. So hopefully we're getting better, and then when we're in those situations again, we'll be able to pull them out.
Yes, this is a bye week for us. We don't have a game this coming Friday. We get lots of practices before we start the region schedule the following week when we go to Adairsville to take on the Tigers. Two good teams. It's just hard for me. I'm watching this game Friday, and it's just hard for me to understand Cambridge can play better than that. I mean, it just looked like, man, this is one of the best games they've had in a while.
Yeah, I mean they've got.
I mean,
talent.
I don't
we
need you to
realized we could thought we could move the football on them.
Which
and we
you
knew
did.
they had a talented wide receiving core, and the quarterback played a really good game.
Yes.
They replaced their quarterback from last year. This kid moved in, so he was a starter at a different school. So he had a year under his belt, so we knew he was good. But he played extremely well, and they caught a lot of contested catches, one-hand catches, back shoulder throws, and they just they did a good job of executing, and we were just a little bit off executing on a few things in all three phases of the game. It looks like offense did really well, but go back and look at it, we squandered a couple of drives that you gotta in a game like that, you got to go score. And then defensively, we've got to be able to do the little things a little bit better, to call some stops. Thought we had a couple of fumbles that we didn't that caused one against us, and we didn't get the ball. But at the end of the day, we've got to stop them. And then when the offense has the ball, we have to go score. And just overall, again, we made too many mistakes to beat a really good football team.
Isn't this one of the reasons you schedule the way you schedule?
Yeah, no, I think we have definitely gotten better. Playing games like this make you better, make us better coaches, make the players. Obviously, when you get into a four-quarter football game, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
So, we've been in two of them, and so hopefully, like I said, when we get to another situation like that, whether it be region play or whether it be playoffs, hopefully we're able to finish those games off.
We outrushed Cambridge 146 yards to their 73. We had 353 yards passing to their 377. We only punted twice. It was a clean game as far as things went with the turnover situation. We had no turnovers. They dropped the ball once, but they were able to recover it. Trace had a good game. Isaiah Knowles, Hudson Chadwick had a good rushing game. We had 6 receivers catching passes. Jutt naturally had a great game, 10 for 175, 10 catches for 175. We only punted the ball twice.
Yeah, punted it twice, but the bottom line is I think we both had – well, we had 8 possessions, and then that last 2-minute drive, and we scored 6 out of 8, and then they scored 8 out of 9. So we caused them to punt once, and then they were able to double up right there before halftime or after halftime when they came out and scored. And that next drive is the one that we've got to be able to go down and score to get some momentum back.
Right. And
went 3 and out and punted, and then it was just a catch-up game from there on out, and we just didn't have enough time to catch up.
Yes, they give them credit. They played a good game, and this will make us better in the long run. Fortunately, like we said, we have a bye week this week, so you've got supposedly 2 weeks of practice. I'm sure there might be a day off involved there for your guys because the last 2 weeks have been very physically draining games.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got a lot of guys that are banged up, not injured, just hurt a little bit from 2 really good, high-quality football games in a row. It just kind of wears on you. And you normally at the end of the year when you have those games in the playoffs, you've had a whole year of, that to get ready for it. But early in the year when it's still hot and still, you're still kind of feeling your way through, those are pretty tough games.
Yeah, they are. It's very physically demanding, and like you said, mentally, it's one of those things you got to get used to, and it's tough early in the season. There's pluses and minuses on what kind of non-region schedule does a coach come up with, but it worked well for us last year, and hopefully, again, it's going to work well for us this year.
Yeah, I think it will. The end of the day, that season's over with.
Yes,
and now we've got the way I explain it to the kids is once you get into region play, every game gets magnified each week, win, lose, or draw, just because of you're trying to win a region championship. Obviously, we want to win those first 4 games, but they're kind of just individual games. They don't really mean anything as total wise.
Right.
Power rankings are a little bit different, but as far as region goes, Adairsville's always been the top region game that over the years, last 20 years or so, and it's our first one, so they've got our full attention. Hadn't seen too much of them yet, but we'll get to see them live on Friday night. Got to see them scrimmage Cartersville back before the season scrimmage, but they're always going to have a great football team that is very well coached and play hard, so it'll be interesting to kind of get to see what they're doing this year.
Players of the game for Calhoun against Cambridge, please.
Yeah, so offense, we had Trace Hawkins and Justin Beasley. We just did players of the week. If you look at stats, I think Trace was 17 or 18 out of 24, but 4 of those incompletions came on that last minute drive, right. Which we'd like to have a few of those back. They were giving us some underneath stuff. We just couldn't quite hit it. But if you take out that last 2-minute drive, I think he had 2 incompletions and one of them was a throwaway. So played really high level, him and Justin both. Defensive player of the week is Blake Hammett. He had a ton of tackles, led the team in tackles 2 weeks in a row. He leads the team in tackles, and he's only played 3 games out of the 4. And that's kind of when you look at the GHSA, the 3A stat leaders for the state. We're a game short this week. We're going to be 2 games short, but we'll still have some guys up there on that list. But if you think about it, we've only played 4 games in 6 weeks. Most people have played at least by Friday. They'll play at least 5. So right. we're still a game behind that we'll catch back up when we. Because we don't have any more off weeks the rest of the regular season.
I think maybe the guys might not be looking at individual stats so much as that big stat at the end of a 15-game season.
That's right. Special teams player of the week was Jaden Perkins, doing a great job punting. Hog of the week was Trey Perkins. He continued to play at a high level. And heart speed and extra mile, we gave them to Jackson Moore and Bo Kelly. Both those guys did a great job, played a bunch of plays.
Trey Perkins got a lot of snaps because he played a lot of defensive tackle / defensive end as well as being the offensive left tackle.
Yeah, all those guys. I think Jackson Moore's probably leading the team in number of plays because he's playing every play, every snap on defense, and he's in just about every set offensively as well, and he's on kickoff team. So we haven't had a lot of guys that are contributing in all 3 phases.
Well, Jackson, Trey, and the rest of them stretch and get your rest.
That's right.
Because you're going to need it. All righty, moving on. Like we said, we have a bye week coming up this week, and you're going to be doing the Busman's holiday. You're going to be going to a game on Friday, and obviously you're probably going to go down and check out Adairsville. Anybody else on the schedule that you want to look at?
Oh, they moved northwest to they're playing at Gilmer. They moved it to Saturday.
Oh, did they?
Not sure exactly what time. I think it's maybe 6 p.m. But don't know if we'll make that one or not. But we're definitely gonna go check out Lafayette and Adairsville.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. Practices, some morning practices, some afternoon practices this week.
Yeah, we went afternoon yesterday. Then we're going morning Wednesday and Thursday, and then we're out of school Friday, so we're giving them off Friday. It's a virtual learning day, so it'll be a good break, a much needed break. Now we'd rather get some competition in after a loss, but also it's been a good week so far, and hopefully we can have another good practice in the morning and then be ready to go on Monday.
Yeah, and then next week our primary focus is on Adairsville Tigers, and this is a big rivalry game. This is your 7th year as a head coach, 15 years prior to that as a wide receiver coach. You've been to a lot of these Adairsville Calhoun games.
Yeah, it was. Back from when I guess we first got here, Coach Gullidge had gone to Adairsville to coach, and Coach Lamb was here, took over for Coach Gullidge. That's a really long time ago, but the rivalry has kind of been there for, like I said, for the 22 years I've been here. It's always one of those games that you kind of circle and look forward to, and I know the fans and everybody looks forward to it because it's our closest region game. It's not too far down the interstate, so looking forward to like I said, good week of practice this week, and then get some more rest this weekend and be ready to go Monday.
Exactly. I always like to say it's eight miles down State Route 41, and you're at the place. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. They will be a hard-nosed team to play. They always come out ready to hit and ready to play, and it'll be a 4-quarter game no matter what the score is. So
that's right.
Good luck and good health to the Yellow Jackets. Any final comments?
Nope. Just looking forward to getting back at it next Friday.
Exactly. We're looking forward to it too. And the Press Box has been brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club. Go to CalhounTDClub.com and you can listen to the podcast anytime you want. Once again, Coach, thanks a lot for your time. And go Jackets. We'll see you next week. And a week from this Friday, we will be taking on the Adairsville Tigers at Adairsville. You've been listening to In the Press Box with Coach Clay Stevenson.